So what I want to share with you today are 3 simple, hyper-focused CEO moves for you to do on social media so you are literally in and out. Okay. There is no reason for you to be spending an hour creating a piece of content unless you really don't have much going on in your business and you have time to do that. I'm all about working smarter, not harder. And if I'm not busy and I'm not working with my clients or my team, I'm not going to be on social media. I'm going to be probably at the beach. Okay. And I want the same for you. So if you're sitting there telling yourself these things, you want to lean in today and take some notes. Here's what I know. Social media can be a time suck if you're not using it right. And if you're feeling overwhelmed, the truth is it's probably because you don't have a strategy. But here's what's happening. You guys forget that social media is meant to be social. And as a business owner, when you're using social media to market your business, you shouldn't have to be crying at 2 a.m. because you can't get a Facebook event to work right, or because you can't get this transition perfect on your reel. Like, who freaking cares? None of that matters if you don't have the basics down. Okay. And part of having the basics down is having a strategy, having a system that's on rinse and repeat, and something that's duplicable that you can just follow every single week. You're not like recreating the wheel, and spending an hour creating a piece of content is not part of it. Instead, what I see a lot happening is that we're overcomplicating things. We're skipping steps, like I just mentioned. We're comparing ourselves to everyone else online. We're scrolling through people's accounts. We're literally like, oh my gosh, she's got thousands of followers or millions of followers. She's half my age. How is this possible? Just because people have more followers, more engagement, and more videos does not mean that they are making more money than you are. So I do want you to realize that a lot of this is super fake. Most of it, in fact, is super fake. Okay. But what happens is you start to think that you need to do the same thing. So what do? You skip over foundations, over basics, which, by the way, these people have done. They have not skipped them. They've actually done. And you dive straight into creating these perfectly polished videos with transitions, with text animations, with a bunch of other elements. Or maybe you completely stop altogether. You're like, you know what? I'm not even doing any of this. So now you're not even showing up. But if you are showing up, you're spending all your time doing these things. Or here's another one. You are actually investing, you're paying others to do this while at the same time, you're not even generating revenue. So now you're like feeling like this, right? Like you're drowning because you're not making money, but you're paying people to do stuff for you. And that's not even like the stage of your business just yet. Okay. So today is about stopping that madness. And this is where you are missing the mark. We need to get back to basics. We need to get back to strategic actions as CEOs of our business that are going to drive real results. Okay. Posting content, which, hey, in my programs, we work on content creation. That is part of it. That's a small part of it. And I think a lot of people miss the boat on this. Posting content is not a strategy. Okay. What we want to focus on are simple strategic actions that actually drive results without overcomplicating things, but we can't avoid the work. Okay. So there is work involved, especially at the beginning. If you don't have lots of visibility and you don't have engagement and your audience is like ghosting you and silent, there's a reason for this. And by the way, this isn't because you need more followers. It's just because you haven't activated them, because they don't know what the hell it is that you do or why they should even respond. Okay. So what I want to share with you are 3 steps to focus on daily in your business. And, you may say, oh, well, I don't have time for that. Or maybe you decide you don't want to do them daily. Fine. Don't do them daily. It's not going to make things any better, but at least block out some time to do these. I would say at least 3 times a week in your business. Okay. All right. So first part to this, strategy number 1. And I'm going to tell you, this is where many of you are going to give me like backlash because you're going to tell me you don't have time. And it's crazy if you think about it. Spend 15 minutes a day engaging with people. If you want the 6-figure revenue from the online side of the business, okay, by the way, you should not only have an online side of your business, you should have online, in person, speaking, interviews, podcasts, all different types of avenues of reaching people and connecting with new leads and prospects. Okay. But today we're just talking about the online side. So many of you are like, I want to build a 6-figure revenue from the online side of my business, but you're not willing to do the things that you need to do online to make that happen. So here's one of the things that most of you do not do on a daily basis. I know, because for my clients, I ask and they're like, no, I just didn't have time because this came up or that came up. Here's all it takes: 15 minutes out of 24 hours in your day. So those 15 minutes that you're actually spending on TikTok scrolling through stupid videos, or those 15 minutes that you're sitting in the car line waiting for your kids, or those 15 minutes that you're on the toilet, those 15 minutes that you're on the toilet, you have 15 minutes. Give me a break. Okay. So if you want these things to happen, these are the things that I recommend. And the only reason why I'm recommending this is because I do them myself, and we are a multiple 6-figure revenue business. And I have the statements to prove it. Okay. All right. So 15 minutes a day engaging with others. Here's why this works. Engagement is key to social media. Remember, I said social media is meant to be social, but too many, especially entrepreneurs, coaches, consultants, right? We forget that social media is meant to be social. You can post all day long. Those posts will mean nothing and will get seen by no one if you are not actually engaging with your audience. So don't post all day long. In fact, you don't even have to post every single day. I recommend it, but you don't have to post every single day. If you are a badass at engaging with people, guess what? You can actually probably take 4 days off of social media per week, but you guys aren't doing it. So I'm not talking about saying cute or beautiful on someone's post. So what I'm talking about is engagement is, here's what you do. And you guys have probably heard me do this. So I have something that I call the Ignite Power Hour. And I also break it down into 15-minute increments. And this is one of the 15 minutes. So what you do is the day before or the morning of, you're going to plan ahead. Yes, you heard me. Plan ahead. You're going to choose 5 to 10 people that you are connected to on social media, like on your personal profile, on Facebook, maybe over on LinkedIn, Instagram. This is going to work on any of those platforms. Okay. On all of them. If you want to do this on all of them, you're going to choose 5 to 10 people that you think could be ideal clients or a referral source for you or a power partner. 5 to 10 different ones every time you do this. You're going to go to their personal profile. You're going to check out their most recent 2 to 3 posts. You're going to engage on their posts, like literally leave a genuine sentence like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. Oh, Gina, that's so awesome that your daughter is back home. Be a human being, okay? As if you're talking to a friend, all right? And then you are going to send them a personal message if it feels right, but you're simply going to send them a personal message and say, hey, Gina, it's been a while since we've catched up, and I just saw that your daughter just came back home from college. How was her first year? Or, I'd love to catch up. Like, what's new? That's it, guys. Like, don't be a freaking weirdo. Like, don't get all like, I don't know what to say. It's that simple. It's like as if I said this in a couple trainings ago, I think. It's as if you ran into them at the grocery store. What would you say? Okay. That's it. 15 minutes. You can do that in 15 minutes with 5 to 10 people a day. Okay. Now, what does this do for you? One of the things that this does for you is that it immediately lets the algorithm know that you are a human trying to connect with another human. And guess what's going to happen the next time that you post something? That person that you just connected with is very likely going to see your content. And that's why you want to be super intentional on who it is that you are engaging with. And don't pitch from the get-go. No, don't be that weird guy that walks up to you at a bar and already asks you to marry him. Wouldn't that be odd? Right? Now, here's what I hear a lot with this. Gina, but sending DMs takes way too long. Takes too long. It's such a long process. But this is coming from the same person that wants a 6-figure revenue from their online side of their business. Okay, I get it. It may feel, it's a feeling, not a fact. It's a feeling that DMs can take too long. But here's the thing. It's about having a system and being intentional with your time. Remember, I said 15 minutes. Literally put those 15 minutes in your calendar, block it out. When you approach DMs this way, they become a powerful tool, not a time suck. And here's the thing, you do not need to spend more than maybe two short back and forths with this person, okay? You're not here just to chat for hours. That's a waste of time. But many of you want to just stay in the friend zone with somebody who you feel could be a potential client, and you're too afraid to actually stand up and be the leader in your business. business and just be bold and say, hey, at some point you want to get to something that sounds like, hey, by the way, I don't know if you know this, but I help people with blank and I'm doing something in the next couple of weeks. I thought maybe if you know anybody that would be interested in this, let me know. I'm happy to share the link. I can't tell you how many times I've sent a message like that and the person will actually say, you know what? I want to know more about it. Okay. Now I didn't pitch them anything. And in fact, I actually asked for permission because I said, if you know somebody, okay. Also with DMs, the goal is not to talk, but to understand. So you're using DMs to identify people's needs and ask, what's going on in their business? How are they getting started? Now, you may be thinking, but if I'm sending a DM to somebody that I just engaged on their content, how am I going to transition into that? The purpose of that DM is really to ignite the algorithm so that it zaps it and it sees that you are connecting with other people and it starts to show your content to more of those same people. But here's what's going to happen. That person that you just sent that DM to after you engage with their content, the next time you post something, they see your content. And if you're posting content in a very strategic way, you're going to get them to raise their virtual hand. They're going to want to say yes to something that you just posted about or make a comment. That's where you then move into a conversation in DMs where you are now going to get to know and understand where they are at in their business in the moment, right? You're going to uncover their needs. Okay. And that should really only take like a 2 back and forth. Okay. Then you get to a point after maybe 2 backs and forths where you're like, you know what? I would love to get on a call with you just to chat about some ideas that I have for you that I think would really help you. Are you open to that? Or do you have any time Tuesday or Thursday, 10 a.m. or 11 a.m.? That's it. Then you get them on a call. Here's what happens. By the time they get on that call, because you have already had this back and forth conversation in DMs, that call is not going to be an hour long or a 45-minute consult or discovery call because you've already done that work in DMs. That call is going to be more about, based on what you've been telling me, here's some ideas that I have for you. Do you want to know how I can help you implement this? Like that call is literally like 15, 20 minutes. Yeah. How can I sign up? How can I start working with you? How can you start helping me? That is the point of DMs. Okay. So we're not convincing people. They're already warm. When you get them on that call or however, whatever your business model is to actually bring clients in, the next natural step is, how can I work with you? Because they already know so much and you've uncovered so much about them. Okay. So instead of thinking that DMs are this endless time commitment, think of them as a quick, effective tool to build a deeper relationship with your audience, to uncover their pain points and to really guide them through that next step. Okay. All right. So like I said, 15 minutes, that's all it takes. Okay. Pro tip, set a timer for yourself so you don't go past those 15 minutes. Okay. Now, strategy number 2. This is another one that I see people completely missing. And one of the biggest stressors that I see with our mastermind clients, not our done for you clients, because we're creating their content calendars, but our mastermind clients, especially before they work with us, is they get caught up thinking that they need to have perfect posts, polished videos, and like these endless ideas. And all of those like sit there and collect us. They may spend an hour or 2 creating one post, which is nothing ever happens to it, or they lose it. They don't even know where they saved it. It's crazy, but it happens. Why does this happen? Because you don't have a plan of how you are going to distribute that content in advance. And so what you end up getting is decision fatigue, right? So what I want for you is strategy number 2 is use a content calendar, and don't overcomplicate this, guys. There are lots of tools out there, but you don't have to use those either. My content calendar used to be a Google spreadsheet. Now I do it a little bit different. I actually use Google Docs, and every week of the month is my content calendar. The reason why I do it like that is because I like to write my caption, and my eyes are really bad the older I get, but I like to write my post captions like in the document. So I'm like writing and I can put all my thoughts in there. So you can do it in a document, but like put dates, right? So there's dates to every single post. That's one way to do it. Another way is a Google spreadsheet. Another way is something like a Notion board, or Trello is another really good one, right? So there's so many different tools out there, but the whole point is to use something so that you can like visually plan out what it is that you're going to post over the next week or 2 weeks. So you want to create a content calendar so you can map out all of your posts on specific days. Okay. And I'm going to give you some ideas. So, for example, so I hear this a lot too. Like, I just don't know what to post, or I'm spending way too much time, or ChatGPT has created tons of ideas for me, but I'm not sure like how to put them all together. The first thing you want to do is, at least in the beginning, if you're not organized like this, I would give yourself a theme to every single day of the week. Okay. Think of themes. Like, you know how there used to be like the hashtag motivation Monday, Tuesday tips, things like that. Think of it that way. I wouldn't use those hashtags anymore, like if you're posting that to Instagram, but think of maybe Mondays, you want to give something motivational. Tuesdays, you want to give a Tuesday tip. Create themes so you have something for every day of the week, right? You could do it that way, or you could do, maybe on Mondays, you already know, like on Mondays, I'm going to post a testimonial. On Tuesdays, I'm going to share something more informational, educational, that's tips. On Wednesdays, I'm going to go live. On Thursdays, I'm going to do this, right? So make it so every day of the week, it's consistent weekly, and you're not like just pulling stuff out of your ass every day. Okay. It's so much easier. I promise it's going to like alleviate so much stress, and it's going to actually happen. You're going to have consistency. Okay. So that's strategy number 2, content calendar. It's a must. Last one. This is one that most CEOs also don't want to do. But here's the thing. If you don't do this, you're not going to make money, and you're not going to have clients, and your business is literally just a hobby. You ready for it? Make offers every single day. By the way, an offer doesn't only have to be a paid offer. You can make an offer to a free resource. The point is, get in the habit of making offers every single day. Okay. Whether it's a free strategy call, it's an audit of some sort, or it's something paid. Use your content to invite your audience to take the next step to do something, which leads people to your offer. But it's such an easier way for you to actually create these conversations to have with leads that can then turn to prospects and then turn them into customers and clients. Okay, so strategy number 1, spend 15 minutes engaging. Number 2, plan out your content. Number 3, make some sort of offer every single day. These are the 3 CEO moves that you can do in your business to literally move the needle and bring in more clients, more revenue, make a bigger impact, and be in and out of social media. Because the last thing you want to do is like get time sucked into it. Okay. And have a great rest of your day and your week. Bye, guys.